Hey, what's going on, guys? John with Pit Stop for Country here, and today we are talking about Yeehaw! Honky Tonk Country. And this is like take 3 of this video because it's kind of windy outside. So it's like 90 degrees and I got the windows up, so it's pretty hot in here. But so Derek was surprised the last time that I gave him a shout out, and you will learn here that as I grow this, which I'm pretty confident I will, it's about a community, right? So I can't do anything without people asking questions, and I've been so grateful, and I really, really mean that people have talked to me on Instagram, talked to me on Facebook, and now on YouTube, which is cool. So thank you so much. I mean, obviously, and when I get my website, I hope you check that out. But pretty much, Honky Tonk for me is my favorite style, and I'll kind of give you what I think it is, and then I'll read you the definition that I found. But for me, Honky Tonk is the Aaron Watsons, the John Wolfe, some Cody Jinks. Even though Cody Jinks is outlaw, he still does have some Honky Tonk songs, and one of my favorites by him is Chase the Song. But Honky Tonk Country is really what got me into country way back. Even I still consider like Alan Jackson Honky Tonk, and I think there's different levels, at least in my opinion. It's kind of, the very guitar driven country. There's the drinking songs, the heartbreak songs, the cheating songs, and that all falls under Honky Tonk. And for me, it's always been that homey feeling with country. That's the country music that I enjoy a lot, and that's why if you pay attention on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see that when I do my daily videos that I put up of an artist, there is a lot of Honky Tonk. And it's not that I don't like the other stuff, it's just this is the style that has usually resonated with me the most. It's the stuff that, I can use when I'm working out, or listen when you want to be kind of upbeat. I like that in my country, and there's always a place where there's some folky stuff, even some Americana, as I said in the last video, is upbeat. So between Honky Tonk and some of the upbeat Americana, those are the styles that I tend to turn to most. But it does not mean one bit that I don't like the other styles. It just means that I'm more selective when I listen to it. I'm not going to be cruising around in my loud truck, listening to like classical music. That doesn't really fit the scene, as they say. But it's like Aaron Watson. I mean, guys, what did he call himself? He called himself the Honky Tonk Kid. So he is someone who does Honky Tonk Country. And a lot of Texas artists, I would wager some of the largest in the Texas scene are doing that Honky Tonk style, and some are kind of on that rocky side. And I will say, I know I love Casey Donahue personally, but I understand that some of the critics get upset with artists like him and Kyle Park and say, that's not country. And to me, it's country, but it's just they're a little over on like the rocky side, but they're not bro country. That's not bro country. But I tend to like that style or Honky Tonk. But let me get you the definition, probably a better way than I can explain it. So from this website, Thought Co., I honestly don't know much about them, but I think it's a pretty good definition. Pretty much says, not to be confused with the blues piano of the same name, which later birthed boogie woogie. Honky Tonk country music is a style which arose from the Western swing movement of the 30s, flowered in post-World War II America, and became the standard for modern country and Western in the 50s. Indeed, many of the conventions still associated with country and Western are present in Honky Tonk. Upbeat songs with a mid-tempo, purposeful, gently swinging shuffle, and slower ballads, all scored with fiddle and pedal steel guitar, and dealing almost exclusively with infidelity and drinking. So, hearing that definition, it goes to show you that in mainstream country, which again, I pay attention a little bit to mainstream country because there's the small victories like the William Michael Morgans, and I like John Party. I like to know what's going on, but do I sit there and turn it on and go, oh, I'm listening to this? Hell no. But I do think, people in my family have it on sometimes, so I do hear what's going on, and sometimes, that's all you got, so some guys at work have it on. But my thing is, if you listen to that country, they are not doing this type of music. Now, they'll do drinking songs, and once in a while, I'm okay with that, right? But it's different. It's not the Aaron Watsons, it's not the John Wolfs, it's not the Alan Jacksons, and even George Strait. Like, people criticized some of their songs, and I'm over here like, guys, once in a while, it's okay to have a song like that. George Strait, people go, oh yeah, he turned into, poppy at some point, or he really went downhill with this song. And it's like, what are you talking about? Not everybody is perfect. And not everybody wants to sit there confined in a box doing the same stuff over and over. Once in a while, fine, do a drinking song. I'll fine with that. Because when you're up on stage on a bar, you want engagement. You want people to be singing along, They're tripping back those bro lights and CL smoothies, which is Coors Light. And, you want them engaged and having a good time. And I think sometimes it's okay to do a song like that. But a lot of those artists stay pretty true to it. If you have a couple of songs like that on your album, but you have a lot that are solid and meaningful, and fine. And I think a lot of the modern artists that do honky tonk, again, do a good job at it. You can't expect perfection and everything, every single song. It just isn't possible. And that's why, for me, I give some artists a pass, and some people may question the artists I share. And you know what? I like music. I like to have a good time, listening to it. And that's why that type of music has always resonated with me. It's the type of music that I can, drive to and listen to in my truck. I'm not going to be listening to classical music. Like I said, I got my exhaust roaring and I'm going to be sitting there listening to, Beethoven. No. But there is a time and a place, and usually it's when people go through very personal things where they want something a little slower, a little more meaningful. And I think it was someone had put up a quote recently, one of the artists, and it was like, when you're going through a tough time, you listen to the words and the meaning, and that's very true. And personally, I haven't gone through anything like that, so I'm kind of just a listener. I listen and pick up what I can out of the song. But for me, if you ask me what my favorite type of music is, it would be honky tonk country. So Derek, I hope that answered your question. A little rambly, but thanks for the questions as always. And guys, have a great week. I'm filming this on Easter, so when you see this, hope you had a great Easter if you celebrate, and have a great week.